Hi guys, and welcome back to Petrolhead Podcasts. The Honda Civic Type R and Volkswagen Golf R represent the pinnacle of hot hatches available in North America, with both offering up crazy amounts of performance and practical packages that can be used as daily drivers. For 2025, the Mark 8 Golf R has received a mid-cycle refresh, which has coincided with a power bump. Are the changes enough to keep the Golf R competitive, and is it better than the Civic? Join me as I go through an in-depth comparison to give you the answer. The 2025 Civic Type R has a starting MSRP of $47,045, while the 2025 Golf R starts at $48,325. Firstly, in terms of exterior styling, I think both look great, but the Honda is more attractive to me. With the aggressive wide body, the Civic has a lot more road presence than the Golf. The large lower grille on the front bumper looks menacing, and the swooping side profile adds sportiness to the vehicle. Nice touches also include the large rear wing and the triple exhaust. The Golf R has a good design, with noticeably more aggressive front and rear bumpers than the standard Golf, combined with a full-width light bar up front, quad exhaust round back, and a roof spoiler. However, the general proportions of the Golf, being much shorter and narrower than the Civic, feel far less attractive, and it lacks the road presence of the Type R. Moving on to the interiors, and the better vehicle is the Golf R. With the 2025 updates, the in-car technology of the Golf has received a notable upgrade. The Volkswagen features a 12.9-inch infotainment screen and a 10.25-inch digital gauge cluster running the latest generation Volkswagen software that is significantly more modern and feature-rich than the systems used in the Honda. The Volkswagen also has a more minimalist design, although this does mean there are more touch-sensitive controls, including on the steering wheel and for the climate controls. That is not ideal. The Volkswagen's material and build quality are good, although given the cost-cutting of the Mark 8 Golf compared to previous generations, this is no longer a major point of differentiation between the cars. The Golf is also much better equipped than the Honda, with features not available on the Type R, such as a head-up display, heated steering wheel, ventilated front seats, heated rear seats, as well as 3-zone climate control. In terms of practicality, the Golf is decent, with 41.2 inches of front row legroom, 35 inches of rear legroom, 53.9 inches of second row shoulder room, and 19.9 cubic feet of trunk space behind the rear seats. The Honda's cabin feels more purposeful than the Golf's, from the silver gear knob to the red bucket style seats that combine to give it more of a race car style vibe than the more sophisticated feeling Golf. However, sadly, the Honda's in-car technology feels dated, with a much smaller 9-inch infotainment screen running basic software and a digital gauge cluster that has much older feeling graphics than the Golf's. Material and build quality are both decent, and nice touches such as the physical climate control dials elevate the interior of the Civic. In terms of practicality, the Civic is superior to the Golf, featuring 42.3 inches of front row legroom, 37.4 inches of rear legroom, shoulder room of 56 inches in the rear, and 24.5 cubic feet of trunk space behind the rear seats. Although the lack of heated seats, rear air vents, and a third passenger seat in the back are major disappointments. In terms of drivetrains, the Volkswagen is superior. The Golf has a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine with 328 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. This is mated to a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission, sending power through an all-wheel drive system with an electronic diff lock on the front axle and torque vectoring on the rear wheels. The Golf R rides on fixed suspension with adaptive damping as standard. The Volkswagen accelerates from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.6 seconds and achieves a combined economy rating of 25 mpg. The Honda has a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, producing 315 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. This is mated to a 6-speed manual transmission, sending power through a front-wheel drive system with a limited slip differential. The Type R rides on fixed suspension with adaptive damping. The Civic accelerates from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.9 seconds and achieves a combined economy rating of 24 mpg. In terms of driving experience, both are great, but the Honda is slightly superior as it provides a more engaging driving experience overall. The Honda feels more exciting to drive hard, with higher limits than the Golf, especially on track, that give it more of a race car feel than the Volkswagen. On the days when you truly want to enjoy your hot hatch, the Honda provides a more exhilarating experience with tremendous amounts of body control, something that is combined with a free-revving engine, the engagement offered by a manual transmission, and brilliantly precise steering. However, for all other days when you are just dealing with stop-and-go traffic on highways and running errands, the Civic is less accomplished than the Golf. The Honda feels less civilized as a daily driver, with a stiffer ride and less noise insulation. The Golf is still an impressive machine and is a much more balanced offering than the Civic. The Golf's on-road manners, from its ride comfort to its light steering to the noise insulation and the refinement of its drivetrain are all significantly better than the Civic. Additionally, the all-wheel drive system provides a safety net in terms of all-weather traction that the Honda cannot match. In terms of handling, the tremendous grip and traction of the Volkswagen are impressive, and the vehicle offers a very planted and stable experience through corners with minimal body lean and great agility. The venerable E888 2-liter turbocharged engine is a smooth and refined unit too, and also makes a decent sound, especially when paired with the optional Acro-Pulvage exhaust. However, ultimately the vehicle is less agile and dynamic than the Honda when pushed hard, and the steering lacks the precise feel of the Civic. So overall, which is the better hot hatch between the Golf R and the Civic Type R? Personally, the Volkswagen is the winner. The Golf is a much more usable daily driver with superior comfort and a much better appointed interior. This is not to the detriment of driving dynamics, which remain fantastic, although ultimately it does not feel as raw or exciting as the Civic to drive, and the styling looks very understated next to the Honda. The Civic Type R has more of a singular focus on delivering sports car-like thrills in a hot hatch body. As a result, it has a more exhilarating driving experience, and the manual transmission adds a level of driver engagement missing from the Golf. However, as a daily driver, it feels more compromised, and as a result does not feel as well-rounded as the Golf as an overall package. So what do you guys think of this conclusion, and what are your thoughts on the Golf R and Civic Type R? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, please like this video and subscribe to my channel to be the first to see more amazing content like this in the future. Cheers!